Let's look at another scenario where a supervisor must make a reasonable suspicion testing decision.
Let's go into my office, Steve. Bring your stuff. I saw what you dropped on the table in the break room. It looked like a couple of joints to me. Your eyes are bloodshot, you're stumbling when you walk, and frankly, you smell of marijuana. I'm sending you for reasonable suspicion testing.
Hey, the stuff's not mine. I'm holding it for a friend. I don't smoke dope.
In that case, you'll test negative and you can come back to work.
I don't have time for this. Give me the test here, right now, so I can finish my deliveries.
We can't give you the test here, Steve. It has to be done by a certified testing facility, and I can't let you continue driving until this is resolved. I'll make arrangements for someone to drive you over.
What if I don't take the test?
That's certainly your right. But if you refuse to take the test, it's considered the same as testing positive, and you won't be able to continue driving for us or any other carrier for that matter. You'll have to go through the entire return to duty process before you can drive again. Also, this refusal will be part of your drug and alcohol records for the next 5 years. That's quite the hassle for simply refusing to go for a test.
All right, I'll take the stupid test. Let's get this over with.
In this scenario, the observation and confirmation take place in a single encounter. The supervisor has made an observation that can't be ignored. She has no option other than removing the driver from duty and sending him for an immediate test. Right after this confrontation, the supervisor completes the process of documenting her observations. Substance abuse professionals have identified a number of behaviors that may indicate an individual is abusing alcohol or using controlled substances, such as marijuana, cocaine, opiates, amphetamines, or phencyclidine.
You start out by looking for things that are out of the ordinary. So you don't even necessarily have to be focused on signs and symptoms. You're really looking for something that's different with that employee. So normally they're pretty outgoing, pretty affable, and all of a sudden they're withdrawn, they're not making eye contact, they're kind of lethargic. Those are the kinds of things that I would start off by looking for. And then you can focus in a little closer on things like, they have bloodshot eyes, they're sweating, they're tremulous, they don't have good balance, they're not concentrating, it's just harder for them to communicate, all of those kinds of things that are pretty observable and pretty documentable. Documentation is critical. The regulations really talk about that the signs and symptoms have to be observable and they have to be documentable. And so whether you're taking notes or whether you've got a checklist, it's critical that you're checking off that they have, watery eyes, or that they're sweating, or that they're trembling, or that they can't concentrate. Any of those things about their appearance, their behavior, their speech, or odor are sort of fair game and important things to pay attention to.
There's one critical effect shared by alcohol and all the other prohibited substances. They all impair driving ability. In both of these scenarios, the supervisors confronted the drivers with firmness and confidence.
Jim, over the last few weeks, I've observed significant changes in your performance. You've been late a number of times, not only on your routes, but with your paperwork, and frankly, your appearance is not as professional as it used to be. These problems today just confirm what's been going on for a long time.
I'm sure I can do better. I'm just a little tired lately.
The bottom line is I'm sending you for reasonable suspicion drug and alcohol testing.
I saw what you dropped on the table in the break room. It looked like a couple of joints to me. Your eyes are bloodshot, you're stumbling when you walk, and frankly, you smell of marijuana. I'm sending you for reasonable suspicion testing.
For many supervisors, the confrontation element of the reasonable suspicion process is the most difficult. Substance abuse professionals have also developed techniques for handling this difficult conversation effectively and confidently.
I usually coach people to get familiar with their policy and really follow the policy and rehearse it because it is an awkward and uncomfortable situation and you don't want to botch it. You want to really take advantage of the opportunity. So be comfortable with it and be familiar with it. Find the employee. Make sure you take them to a private place where you can have this important conversation. And then talk in an open way. You're not trying to back somebody into a corner or confront them or get them to have a breakthrough. You're really sticking to the facts. You're using open-ended questions, and so you might start off by saying, you don't seem to be yourself today. How are things going? Is everything okay? And allow them to answer and listen to what they have to say, and oftentimes they'll lead you to the next question.
Let's look at another situation where a supervisor must make a decision.
Hey, man, it was like the Great Flood out there. I swear the visibility was like 50 feet. I've got the wipers going at max, but they can't keep up. Ha! And I'm keeping my eyes on the taillights in front of me. I'm telling you, it was bad. Oh yeah. So I'm concentrating like a madman. I mean, I'm focused like a laser on those taillights. And I glance in my mirror. I'm half expecting to see Noah's Ark behind me. So I look in my mirror, and there's these two headlights. And they're getting closer. And then they're passing me. I'm telling you, it's raining like cats and dogs. It's this crazy minivan, and it's passing me at like 70 miles an hour. And as they go by, I look down, and they've only got one windshield wiper going on the passenger side. Oh, absolutely crazy, I'm telling you.
Lisa, can I talk with you in my office?
Sure, Tom, after I finish this.
That can wait. We need to do this now.
Oh, okay, right now.
I've just been watching you out there. You're not acting like yourself today. Is everything okay?
Never better. I just came through one heck of a storm. It was raining so hard.
I heard you tell the story. Listen, I don't like to do this, but I have to send you for a reasonable suspicion alcohol and drug test.
What?
You're behaving entirely differently than I've ever seen. You seem agitated, a little hyper, and, well, frankly, I can smell alcohol on your breath. Have you been drinking, Lisa? Or using drugs?
Oh, that's just great. Look, Tom, I'm not drunk or on drugs. I had one drink after I finished my delivery. It's no big deal. Heck, after what I've been through in that storm, you should be buying me a drink.
I'll call the test facility and arrange a test for you, and then I'll have Jenny drive you over. You can't drive yourself.
Okay, Tom. I've been having a little trouble at home, and maybe I've got a small problem with drinking. Okay, I'll admit that. Maybe you could put me in touch with the Employee Assistance Program.
The EEP is there to help you, and I'll give you information regarding the provider. But admitting you have a drinking problem doesn't mean you don't have to take the test. I'll call the facility and I'll tell them you're on your way.